What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today we've returned to Mercedes-Benz of Atlanta Northeast to take a look at a very special vehicle. This is the 2021 Mercedes-Benz S-Class, specifically the S580. This is now the 7th generation S-Class, and by now this is a vehicle that is world-renowned for setting the automotive standard for luxury and technology. This is the pinnacle of four-door sedans. Now, typically when you see tech in cars, you'll be able to trace back its roots to its first appearance being in the S-Class. This is a truly special vehicle. As a matter of fact, S in S-Class stands for Sonderklasse, which means special vehicle. Now, the exterior is done in selenite gray and features a beautiful black Nappa leather. So today we just want to do a quick high-level review. We can't test drive this vehicle as it belongs to Mercedes-Benz USA. So I just want to do a high-level overview of the vehicle, and then when more vehicles come in stock, we'll do an in-depth detailed review. So today, let's take a look at this 7th generation S-Class, check out the exterior and interior details, and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Starting the review at the front, you'll notice the design language, again, not a drastic departure from what we saw in the 6th generation. Still looks nice, but overall looks a little bit more aggressive from the front, in my opinion. The hood features just subtle character lines on either side, not overstyled, simple and clean is the theme of the overall styling of this vehicle. Now, underneath the hood, the power plant is going to be a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 with the Mercedes-Benz EQ boost system. So the output's going to be 496 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. That's connected to a 9G-tronic transmission. 0 to 60 for this large vehicle, that is not even AMG, is 4.4 seconds. So that's relatively quick for a large four-door sedan. Now, if you know about Mercedes-Benz vehicles and their power plants, you know they've done quite a few steps to help eliminate the turbo lag found in these vehicles with the turbos. For example, the turbos have been placed in the valley of the V. Mercedes-Benz refers to this as their high inside V configuration, and there are a couple key benefits to that. First of all, you're getting a more efficient design, a more compact package, and the reduction of turbo lag, since the compressed charge from the turbo has a short distance to travel from the turbo to the cylinder banks. In addition to that, you have the EQ boost system, which is essentially a starter generator sandwiched in between the power plant and the transmission. That's also going to help reduce that turbo lag, giving you linear acceleration when you put your foot on that accelerator pedal. Now, that EQ boost system also has some benefits to it as well, such as increased fuel efficiency. If you're worried about fuel efficiency when you're driving a $130,000 car, it also eliminates your traditional engine ancillaries such as your water pump and your AC compressor. Those are all electronically controlled now. And your Eco Start Stop. With the EQ boost system, you no longer have to experience that judder every time the car cuts off and cuts back on at a stoplight. It's seamless transition from engine off to engine on. You can't even feel it. So this new power plant is amazing. I can't wait to get this vehicle out on the street and feel its power. Now, back to the aesthetics. Of course, you're getting LED everything on this vehicle. So your daytime running lamps and your headlamps are LED. I love the new headlamp design. They look like jewelry to me. It's slim and trim and goes nicely with the overall theme of this vehicle. Coming to the front, this is the executive line. So you have chrome accents that go against that selenite gray paintwork really well. Of course, you have your panels for your Distronic and your cameras and all this technology that this car features. But overall from the front, this is a beautiful machine. When it comes to the side profile of the new S-Class, one thing you'll notice is that it's not a drastic departure from the side profile of the 6th generation. I love how Mercedes-Benz has maintained that sleek and modern design language without changing too much of the car. So it's more of an evolution instead of a complete revolution. Now, this is still a large vehicle. Don't be fooled. The wheelbase on this vehicle is 126.6 inches in length. So it's quite a large vehicle, and Mercedes-Benz has incorporated some features to help you navigate this vehicle without being too intimidated by its size. We'll get to that in just a second. The wheels themselves are the 20-inch wide spoke wheels, shot in 255 tires, front and rear. You also have the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, so it's going to be sending the torque to the wheels that have the most grip as well. And of course, you have the Airmatic suspension system that we've all come to know and love from Mercedes-Benz as well. Overall, this is a remarkable machine. Now, another change to the side profile that you might have noticed is that the door handles are completely flush with the vehicle's bodywork. but if you have the key on your person and you simply swipe the door handles, they will pop out. As a matter of fact, when the door handles pop out, they're extended more than the fixed door handles that were found on the 6th generation S-Class. So that's pretty neat. I didn't know how I would feel about it at first, but now that I see it in person, I think it's pretty cool. Now, another benefit to having flush door handles is it helps with the car's overall aerodynamic efficiency. The coefficient of drag on the previous generation S-Class was 0.24. For this new generation, it's dropped down to 0.22, and part of that is thanks to the flush body-mounted door handles. That's a neat feature. Now, I did mention that this vehicle is fairly large in size, so you would think it would be a pain to navigate in parking lots and city streets, but fortunately, Mercedes-Benz thinks ahead. That is not the case. They've incorporated rear axle steering in this vehicle. So the rear axle, the rear wheels can steer up to 10 degrees in the opposing phase as the front wheels. So that's going to help you with parking lot situations and city driving. Now it speeds up to 37 miles per hour. That 10-degree steering will drop to 4.5 degrees. And then at speeds higher, it's going to drop to 3 degrees and steer in the same phase as the front wheels. That's going to help you at higher speeds with increased stability. So as you can see, Mercedes-Benz didn't hold back on the tech in this car. Just wait till we get to the interior. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. Taking a look at the S580 from the back, I love the overall traditional yet regal appeal. It also has some coupe-like styling features, meaning that the roofline of the vehicle tapers ever so slightly into the trunk lid. It's not rushed or forced, so it just flows nicely from the roof to the trunk, gives it a really nice look from the back. Now, of course, you have new tail lamps, all LED, of course, but look at the intricate detail that went into the tail lamps alone. It's stuff like that that sets this vehicle apart from the rest of the vehicles on the market. Now, of course, if you open up the trunk, you get about 13.8 cubic feet of storage for those of you who are wondering. One touch brings that trunk lid back automatically, nice and slowly. But overall from the back, this is a vehicle that truly looks nice, and I'm digging the chrome accents over the exhaust tips as well. Let's go ahead and check out the interior of the vehicle. Sitting in the new S-Class, the first thing that you're going to notice is obviously this huge 12.8-inch OLED display screen. Now, it's been quite controversial, but after playing with it for a few minutes, it is easy and intuitive to use, I must admit. So a lot of us were skeptical about how this would look and fit in the new S-Class. It fits quite well. It still takes some getting used to. Again, we're not used to having a huge screen sitting in the middle of the center console of an S-Class. But overall, the materials and the comfort is top-notch, everything that you would expect of an S-Class vehicle. So starting at the top of the dash, soft black leather, you have air conditioning vents with silver accents, really pops out nicely against the black. You have a huge slab of wood trim and of course, LED lighting. Now, the LED lighting pops out a little bit more in lower lighting conditions. We're shooting in bright light right now, so it might not pick up as well on camera as I would like it to. Now coming lower, again, you have that 12.8-inch OLED display screen here with your MBUX system. So it's integrated just like it is in all the other Mercedes-Benz vehicles. So if you're familiar with other Mercedes with the MBUX system, this shouldn't take long to pick up. But overall, the touchscreen is extremely sharp. Again, it's an OLED display. It's extremely responsive. There's a home button located in the center here in case you get lost. But there are quite some cool features here for sure. For example, if I press this camera button, it gives me a 3D view of the vehicle. That is pretty neat. You can either zoom in or zoom out just like you do on your smartphone. There's a black spot here because I have the passenger side door open, but the camera is extremely crisp and responsive. That is really neat. So even if I put on my turning signals, it's going to show on the screen. If you see that there, hopefully the camera picks that up. So that just goes to show you how much detail they put into this vehicle. That is really amazing. Now, of course, I'll just hit the home button. I can go into comfort. It has controls for your seats. There are 10 different massages in this vehicle. That is insane alone. So you can control the driver's side seat or the passenger side seat from here as well. Click this here, go back to home. I love the haptic feedback in this screen, so it's pressure sensitive and vibrates a little bit to let you know that you have hit the button as well. So plenty of ways to cycle through this screen. If you don't want to be forced to use the touch screen, you can also control the screen from the steering wheel controls as well. So it's pretty neat. Now, of course, this has a huge display for your navigation system as well if you want to use that. I mean, look how big and clear that is. That is really crisp. All your air conditioning controls are located here as well. But overall, this screen will take a little bit of getting used to. Again, it's set up just like all the other MBUX systems. So you can speak to it. You know, you can control it using the steering wheel controls as well. I mean, you're not forced to use it if you don't like it. But overall, I think this is just really magnificent here. Of course, it takes you into your vehicle settings with your active steering assist, active lane change assist, your collision avoidance. This car is loaded with so many safety features. It's just amazing. So all your assistance, traffic sign assist, traffic light view, just tons of different menus to go into and truly explore to get to know this vehicle. It is just a wonder of technology. I'm truly amazed. So again, the touchscreen, overall, I think it fits in nice with the interior. I wasn't a believer until I actually saw it in person, but overall, I think it looks really nice. Now, coming further down, you do have a bar here for your buttons, such as your speaker controls, your volume, your hazards. There's also a button for your fingerprint identification. This also does facial recognition. You also can use a pin pad, so there are several ways to log into this screen or to log into this car, for instance, that you could use. You also have your dynamic select button located here that switches to different modes between Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and an individual mode. So everything is located right here, and it's easy to use, easy to pick up. So that's really neat. Coming further down, you do have wireless charging, 2 cup holders, 2 USB Type-C ports, plenty of storage located in the center console here. So if you don't want to look at it, you can simply slide this panel over here and it has a nice and clean tailored look. Coming further back, again, additional storage and 2 more USB Type-C ports. But overall, I think the way that this has been organized, especially with the screen here, it looks really nice. As a matter of fact, with the incorporation of this large 12.8-inch OLED display, there are 27 less mechanical buttons in the interior of this 7th generation S-Class as compared to the 6th generation. Just something to think about. Now, talking about the seats, of course, they are comfortable. They are beautiful. Look at this stitching. The soft black Napa leather feels premium. You have 3 levels of heating, 3 levels of cooling. They are 12-way adjustable. They have 10 different massage functions. They have 19 motors per seat. 4 of the 19 motors are dedicated to your massage functions, but 19 motors per seat. It is just amazing. These seats are excessively comfortable. These are truly some of the best seats I've sat in the automotive industry to date. Now, coming over to the door panels, of course, they're covered in black leather. I love the LED lights going around the interior of the vehicle as well, seamless between the door panels and the dash, along with the wood trim. So I love how the wood trim is integrated on the dash and then goes into the door panels as well. Now, of course, you have your unlock and lock buttons, your aluminum door handles. You have your controls for your seat that are shaped to look like the seat, and they are capacitive, so they don't physically move. You apply pressure on the buttons and it adjusts the seats. So they're simple to use. You just press which section of the seat that you want to move on the seat controls, and it does it. Again, you have controls for your heated and cooled seats, 3-position memory. You can even adjust the passenger side seat from the driver's seat like you saw in the 6th generation. Of course, you have controls for all 4 windows. You have controls for your side view mirrors as well. Now, some of the S-Classes out here have an option called gaze control, where you can simply press the mirror that you want to adjust, look at the mirror, and the mirror will adjust to meet your needs. So this vehicle is packed with tons of cameras and sensors, and the vehicle knows what you want to do. If you hit reverse and turn around and look at the back, the sunshade will retract for you. So gaze control is an amazing option. I suggest everybody get it. That is pretty neat. And of course, you have the Burmester speaker system all throughout the cabin here, especially on the doors. Looks really nice. And then some additional storage on the bottom of the door as well. Now, coming over to the steering wheel, this is a wood and leather combo, and it feels just as good as it looks. This feels amazing in my hands. The smooth wood and the smooth leather with the stitching all throughout. Of course, you have the Mercedes-Benz symbol in the middle of the steering wheel. Controls on either side. Again, if you want to control your infotainment system, instead of using the touchscreen, you can use the touch controls here on the steering wheel. It makes it nice and easy to use. Doesn't force you to use the touchscreen if you don't want to. Now coming behind the steering wheel, of course you have the 12.3-inch display for your instrument cluster, which is configurable into different settings. You have understated, sport, exclusive, classic. I think I'll go with sport here. I'll select that. Looks nice and aggressive, so you can tailor it to meet whatever needs that you so desire. I like the sport setup, and of course you do have shift paddles here for downshifting and upshifting when driving in manual mode. But overall, the interior, I am truly pleased with how this came out. The fit, finish, the function, the pillows on the headrest, everything is nice and exclusive. This truly lives up to the S-Class heritage. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. So sitting in the back of the S-Class is definitely where you want to be if you want that chauffeur-driven experience. All the materials that you found up front, as far as the wood and leather, the silver accents, can be found back here as well. The seats are plush, truly comfortable. You're getting 43 inches of legroom in the back, 3 levels of heating and cooling, and of course the massage features as well. Of course you have the MBUX system back here as well, which gives you complete access to all of the vehicle's features. So like I said, sitting in the back here is where you want to be. If I press this button, the configuration for me will completely change. As you can see, the seat in front of me slowly goes up. This is just amazing. It's going to give me tons of more comfort here. And I'll let it do its thing. The headrest is folding. It's going to take a little bit to do its thing, but watch this. So everything moves. This part is going to pop out, allowing me to extend my legs. This is so cool. While it's doing that, I'll cover the door. Of course, you have leather on the door as well, LED lamps, wood trim, the silver accents for your door controls and your seat controls, controls for your blinds as well. As you can see, the footrest is coming up here, and it just allows me to enjoy my ride in comfort. This is truly an amazing experience sitting in the back here. Now, of course, you do have air conditioning vents in the back here as well, and then you have touch capacitive buttons to control your air conditioning, and there's even a separate remote here. I have the seat all the way up, so I can't use that screen. That's not practical. So I could simply eject it from the center console, and then I have controls to all the vehicle's features right here in the palms of my hands. That's pretty neat as well. So I'll put this back. It locks in. I do have access to a wireless charger back here from my phone, 2 USB Type-C ports, and then there's a pass-through for the trunk. So I have access to the trunk, or you can option to have that configured with the refrigerator if you would like. But overall, sitting in the back here, I think I proved this is where you want to be. The seats are just as comfortable, feature just as many features, even have the pillows for the headrest. This is an amazing interior. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. So that was a brief overview of this 2021 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. What do you guys think about this one? Does it truly live up to its history of setting the standard in automotive tech? This car is obviously loaded with tech and luxury features, which make it truly an amazing vehicle. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments section. If you're interested in the new S-Class, be sure to reach out to my friend Jesse Cannon-Wallace here at Mercedes-Benz of Atlanta Northeast. And until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.